Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, I will basically talk about how to add this Google Maps autocomplete API inside your JavaScript project. And we have basically this input field out there. And if you enter any address right here, there will be this autocomplete right here. Let's suppose if I try to enter any location, if I enter Delhi here, you will basically see it will show the auto suggestions of the different kinds of addresses that we have. So we are also fetching these from Google Autocomplete API. So you can basically fetch any address, select this. So as you select, basically it will automatically add this marker here, red marker in the Google map. And if you just hover on to this, click on this, you will basically see this info window will be added right here. It will basically fetch the information about this address, which is place ID, and the full address here. You will see that. So we will try to implement this feature inside this application in this video. You can enter any address in the world if you just try it here. So as you can see, if you click it, it will tell you the place ID. This is the full address. You can see it will actually add the marker here to that place ID, and you can fetch information about it. You will see that. We will try to basically do this inside our JavaScript application, and it is built entirely in browser. And you should have Google Cloud project created, and we will be actually be creating an API key for this purpose, because we are using this places API as well alongside with the autocomplete API to actually fetch the places information about the specific address and just embedding it inside the Google Maps. So you should have your Google Cloud Console account. Just create a very basic account. You just need to add the credit card information to actually create the account. I've already created Google Maps Cloud platform account. You just need to go to APIs and services, and just you need to click on enable APIs and services and just select this Google Maps. Just enter it, and there will be various APIs which will come in. And one such API is this Maps Embed API. You just need to enable this API, and also you need to enable this Google Places API. So this also I'm already enabled this. You will see API enabled. So simply you just need to enable that, and after this, now we will be actually be building this application. So if you need the full source code, guys, the link is given in the description. You can directly purchase the full source code from the link in the description of the video. You can go to my website and purchase the source code. So first of all, what I will do, I will simply delete all this source code and start from scratch. So the very first thing we need to do, guys, or you can see I've already included Tailwind CSS. I'm using Tailwind CSS as a framework here. You can see the body background color has been changed to gray here, BG gray 100. So this is actually the Tailwind CSS we are using, and we have included the CDN for Tailwind CSS, and this we have given the title here. And let me just delete that. So the very first thing we will do right here, we will basically have a div tag, and it will have a container class mxauto and px4 and py4 padding from the x direction and y direction. In this we will be actually be having a heading 3xl, font will be bold and MB4, and inside this heading here we will be just be writing this Google Maps autocomplete. So if you just refresh now, there will be this heading enter in the, you can see that. So after this, we now need to have a div tag which will have flex justify center. So these are classes of Tailwind CSS to actually center out everything. And here we will be having a input field, and this input field here we will allow the end user to actually enter the address. We will give it an ID to it of autocomplete, and we will be giving a placeholder, which here we will simply say to the user that enter your location, and then we just need to simply be giving a classes to it. So this will be width will be full, and py2 px4, and it will be rounded lg, the input field will, and we will also be giving a shadow, medium shadow, and it will be focus, outline will be none, and also we will be focusing on the ring focus. These are pseudo classes. Border, we will be giving a border to it, blue 300. So if you just refresh now, there will be this input field added. You just need to refresh. There will be this input field added. It will have some shadow right here if you see. So here we will actually allow the user to enter the location. So the very first thing, guys, we just need to create a API key. After you click on manage, and just go to your credentials, and you just need to create an API key for this purpose, and just go to your right here and API services and go to credentials, and you just need to create an API key for this purpose. Simply click on create credentials, and click on this purpose API key. So it will give you the random API key, and I have already, let me create this API key. So it is creating this. So I will delete this API key, so don't copy my API key, guys. So in this way you will get this API key, simply copy this. So after this we just need to simply create a script tag just right here at the bottom side. So you just need to include the script tag source, and here we will be just be including the library Google Maps API, maps.googleapis.com slash map slash API slash JS question mark, and then we need to provide the API key. With this I will simply paste it, this API key, and libraries, and we will be enabling the places API. So library is equal to places, and then we will also be having a callback function. So this API will, as this API is enabled, this callback function will execute. I will call this function as init map. So this function will execute, guys, automatically whenever the library is executed, and also you just need to write here async and defer. So this simply means that we are loading this library asynchronously inside our JavaScript in the browser. So you just need to write these two words, async and defer. So now as soon as the library is loaded, it will look for this function which is init map. So now we just need to create this function which will actually load the map on the browser. So we will, after this, we will just create a brand new file where we will actually write the JavaScript code. So script.js. So what I will do, just I will script.js. Let me just turn on the autosave so that our work is auto saved. So inside this script.js, inside first of all index dot, we will actually be creating a simple, just after this we will be creating a div tag, and we will be giving an ID to it of map, and we will be giving a class to it of margin top to 8. So here we will actually be showing the Google map, and this map will be loaded asynchronously inside this div tag. So I have given the ID to it of map. So inside our JavaScript code we will actually be writing that function which is init map. So this function will automatically gets executed as we just provided this callback attribute init map. So we are actually executing or defining that function in our script.js. So this one, we will be actually be targeting the actual map that we have given. So we will be creating a new Google map which is google maps.map. After that, here we will be assigning our document.getElement by ID, and whatever ID that you have given right here. So I have given this ID, you will see that ID is equal to map. So we are actually targeting this by document get element by ID. And in the second parameter, there will be this object, and we will be centering it. And here we will be providing the latitude and the longitude, so the coordinates which we will be using in order to plot any certain location in the Google Maps. So latitude, I will select, you can select any latitude accordingly wherever you need to center your map. So minus 34,397, and longitude in this case 150.644. So, and also the second parameter we can provide, put a comma, zoom level of the map. So I will set this to 8. That's all. So now this is actually completed because we have selected this HTML tag by document get element by ID, and we have embedded this map. So if you just reload the application, your map will not be showing. If you see, the map is not showing because we haven't added our CSS. So we just need to show the map. So we can, inside of a style tag, we can basically target the map here. We can give it a height to it, height 400 pixel and the width 100 pixels. So it takes the full width of the screen. So if you just try to embed, you will see that this page must see the JavaScript console for expired key map error. Let me copy this API key here, paste it here. Sometimes this can create some error. Now you can see that our Google map has successfully loaded. You will see that you can basically zoom in. So by default it located the center position here. You can zoom it, you can go to any location, you can even go full screen, and you can go to any location in the Google map. So this is actually using, we are actually using the Google embed API, and this inside you can make unlimited calls to this Google embed API. There is no restriction about how many calls that you can make per day, but rest of the APIs are bounded by, you can only make, I think, 1,000 calls free. They give you 2,000 $200 free credit after you need to upgrade or pay money to them, but they do provide $200 free credit to test your APIs. So if you create a free Google Cloud Console account, then this, you can test out various Google Maps APIs. So now we will be, what we'll be doing, we will add this autocomplete feature. So whenever you select any location, we will add the certain marker to that specific location in the Google Map. So now what I will do is that I will simply attach our, we have given this ID to it, autocomplete, to this input field right here. So inside the JavaScript code right here, we will first of all be adding a info window, or first of all we will be getting the, we'll just be turning on the auto save here. So document dot get element by ID, which is autocomplete. So after this we will say autocomplete. We will initialize the Google Maps autocomplete API, google dot maps dot places dot autocomplete, and we will be passing this input field as an argument here. You can see we are basically passing the reference here. We are targeting this autocomplete, we are passing it as a parameter. So after that we just need to simply write one more line to actually bind it. So autocomplete dot bind to, and then the first parameter will be bounce, and the second parameter will be the actual map. So we are basically attaching this autocomplete to the actual map that we created, Google Map. So if you just try to refresh your application, let me save this application and refresh. So if I just enter any location right here, you will see autocomplete suggestions will come right here as I type the location, autocomplete suggestions are coming right here. If you see, you can enter any location right here. So all these suggestions are coming from Google Autocomplete API. So in this way, you can simply bind this to the input field right here. First of all, you get the reference to that autocomplete input field. Then we initialize Google Maps.places.autocomplete and autocomplete bind to. So here we are also using the places API right here, dot places, to actually get the different kinds of places in the autocomplete. So after this, whenever your autocomplete is changed, we can bind a listener to it, autocomplete dot add event listener, add listener in this way. So one such event is place changed. So this event will automatically fire whenever your places have been changed. So whenever you enter something right here, whenever you select any location, this event will automatically fire. So what we can do is that we can basically select the placed which is selected by the user, autocomplete dot get place. So if I just console log the place right here, just to show to you what is happening right here. So if I save this, so if I just enter any location, select the location and check the console, so this event will automatically fire and an object will be created. So this object contains various information right here: place ID, rating, reference, number of reviews, types. This is geometry, formatted phone number as well. You can see that formatted address, business status, address. So icon, background color. So all such information. Photos is also being released. So you can see that these are different photos that you can embed as well. We also get different photographs of this. So we will just try to add a different marker in the Google map. So make sure that you don't uh, yeah, after we get the place, we can basically have a if condition that if the place is valid, if the place doesn't contain geometry, in that case we will show the user that you have entered a invalid place, so no details available for input. That's all. So now if the place is a genuine place, then in that case place.geometry dot viewport, then we will say map.fit bounds place.geometry dot viewport. So here we will be and basically be adding a marker. This line is very important because if the place is a valid place, then we will be adding the marker. And if the Google map doesn't contain this, then we will simply say map.setCenter place.geometry dot location. And then we will manipulate the map zoom level. You can set the zoom level dynamically by using this function called as set zoom. So it's dynamically set the zoom level using JavaScript. And now to add basically the marker, guys, it's very easy how we can do that. So just inside this, this all basically uh, is happening inside this place change event handler. All this code that I'm writing right here, it is all happening inside. So now we can simply add a marker. So now to add a marker, we can basically create a variable marker and Google Maps dot marker. So this constructor basically takes this method takes an object. First is actual map, wherever you need to add the marker. The second parameter is take the position. So wherever you need to enter the marker, red marker. So place dot geometry dot location. So in this way, you can basically add a marker, actual map and the position. These two parameters are there. And we can simply say map dot markers is equal to the actual marker. This is a simple array. And if you just reload the application, if I just refresh, if I enter any location, so you will see automatically at that location the marker will be added. So now we also need to add a info window. As I click the marker, I need the additional information about this place inside the info window. So what I will do is that, and when I click this marker, so we can basically bind the event Google Maps dot event dot add listener marker, the first parameter, and the second parameter is the click event handler. So when we click the marker, this function will execute callback function. So right here we will first of all create an info window or variable just at the very top. We can basically create this. We can create this variable right here at the very top, right here, info window, new Google Maps dot info window. So we have basically declared this variable. So now we will actually use this variable to actually uh, show the info window to the user. So inside this, we will use this variable, and this variable contains a method called as set content. And inside this, we will have actually a div tag, and inside the div tag, we will actually have a strong tag. So just close this single quotes, and we can concatenate place dot name, and just have a break tag right here. And again, we can basically have a place ID information as well. So this place ID, we can say place dot place underscore ID. So basically we are actually getting all this information that I already showed you. Whenever you enter a location in the autocomplete field right here, this uh, place, we get this autocomplete dot get place. So we are actually using the Google Places API to actually fetch the information about a particular address. This information, it's an object right here. I have already showed you different information is available. So you're actually getting the place ID, and then we are actually getting the name of the place. So we are just showing this information in a info window, and then we can simply say break tag, and then we can say the place formatted underscore address, then we can simply close the div. So if you see guys, we are simply setting the name, place ID, and the formatted address. We are showing this in the info window. And then we now, after you do this, we simply need to open this info window automatically. So for doing this, we can call the open method map, and this will actually open the info window automatically whenever you click the marker. So if I just save my code right here and simply execute it, just go to a certain location, and so click on that. Nothing happens. Let me see what is the error. It has added the watermark, but it is not showing the. I think I made a mistake right here. Google Maps dot event. Google Maps dot event dot add listener. Let me change this to function. Just save this code as well. Sorry, I think I had never saved this code. That's why. So now you can see that. So I forgot to save the code. Now, as you click this, you will basically see the name of the place, Sydney, place ID, and the formatted address. You can basically put any location right here. You can see this is the name, full name, place ID. This is the. You can basically show more information. It totally depends upon you. And make sure that you wisely use the API calls, because as I already told you, the pricing is only free. You get almost $200 free credit limit on a free account. Then you need to upgrade. So wisely use the API calls. These APIs are not free. So anytime that you want to check out the pricing, Google Maps pricing, you can just see the pricing here. So by default, they come with $200 uses every month for no charge. So you will get this free limit, and so that's exactly 28,500 map loads per month for no charge. Then after that, they charge you by this. So you can just go to this website and just check out this documentation. So this is actual full source code, guys. If you are interested, you can go to the description and purchase the full source code, and I will be seeing you in the next video.